What is he doing now?
He's gonna get boxed in.
Yep. The officers, they got this guy down on the ground.
One suspect, 3 different stolen vehicles, 2 California counties, 2 separate police pursuits in a single day. The first one he won. And one afternoon that started in Burbank with a crash into a police cruiser. Ran for 53 minutes across the entire San Fernando Valley, dragged in LAPD and CHP and a news helicopter, and didn't stop until a California Highway Patrol officer pulled him over on a freeway exit ramp in Thousand Oaks. He didn't switch cars to lose the police. He switched cars because the police were too close to keep him in the one he had. The pursuit you're about to watch was not the first one this suspect led police on that day. It was the second.
This is our second pursuit we've been following this morning.
Earlier that morning, somewhere in the Burbank area, the same suspect had carjacked a white Dodge Caravan from somebody who had no idea what kind of day they were about to have.
211 suspect, carjacking suspect. It is a white van. It was wanted for carjacking, armed carjacking.
He took the Caravan onto the surface streets, was spotted by an LAPD patrol unit, and instead of pulling over, he hit the cruiser, crashed straight into a marked law enforcement vehicle, scraped past, and kept driving. By the time LAPD got organized, called in the air unit, and put a fresh ground unit back on his trail, he had already vanished into the surface streets of the San Fernando Valley. They lost him. For a few hours that afternoon, he was gone. And then, just before noon, Fox 11's news helicopter picked him up again on the eastbound 118 freeway, in the same stolen Caravan, doing nearly 100 miles an hour in the carpool lane. The reporters in the chopper, who had already spent that morning covering a different multi-hour pursuit involving a stolen cement truck, suddenly had a second wild pursuit on their hands inside the same news shift.
And crew, you were over a pursuit that lasted hours involving a cement truck. That was today, if you can believe it.
And the suspect at the wheel of this one had already proven, once that day, that he knew how to get away. The first vehicle was a white Dodge Caravan.
It's a Dodge Caravan.
Mid-size minivan. The kind of car your aunt drives. Not designed in any sense of the word to do 110 miles an hour in a carpool lane.
100 miles an hour in a Caravan, not known for its high-performance tactics.
But that's where the suspect had it. Pinned at the top of the speedometer, weaving between vehicles on the eastbound 118 freeway, putting 20 cars worth of distance between himself and the LAPD cruisers that had finally caught up to him. For the next 10 minutes, the Caravan ran. Off the freeway, onto Tampa Avenue, then Corbin, then Reseda, deep into the Winnetka and Northridge neighborhoods of the West San Fernando Valley. 90 miles an hour on streets posted for 35. Through every red light he could squeeze through without stopping. Past pedestrians, past school zones, past every kind of place you do not want a stolen minivan running at triple-digit speeds. The reporters in the chopper kept saying it on air. This was not going to end well. And just as the air crew was bracing for a crash, an LAPD officer did something almost no officer on a high-speed pursuit ever gets a chance to do successfully. He stepped out into the street in the path of a stolen minivan moving 60 miles an hour and threw a set of spike strips directly across its lane.
Whoa!
Oh!
Spike strips!
Oh.
Spike strips!
Not under the tires. Across the front of the vehicle, the way you throw a fishing net. The Caravan hit the strips dead on. Both front tires deflated almost instantly.
Wow.
So we got 2 flat tires right now on the Caravan.
And the suspect, for the first time in nearly 20 minutes of pursuit, was forced to slow down. But he didn't stop. He kept going. On flat tires, at 60 miles an hour, sparks coming off the rims, smoke pouring out of the wheel wells, the entire front end of the Caravan starting to weave and shake. And he kept his foot on the gas. The reporters in the chopper started shouting at the screen, half impressed, half horrified.
I'm shocked that spike strip worked.
Until, 2 minutes later, the Caravan finally rolled into a gas station, and the suspect, who had run out of car, jumped out and started looking for a new one. What he found was a white BMW.
And there he goes. And in a BMW.
Sitting at one of the pumps, engine running, owner standing a few feet away. Almost certainly, because on a 100-degree day in the San Fernando Valley, the owner had left the air conditioning on while he was filling up. The suspect didn't ask, didn't pretend. He walked straight up to the open driver's door, climbed in, and drove off in someone else's car. And the moment the BMW left the gas station, the entire dynamic of the pursuit shifted. The reporters had been watching a man in a caravan with 2 flat tires going 60 miles an hour, slowly running out of road. They were now watching a man in a German performance sedan.
We just went from a van to a BMW.
With a full tank of gas, doing 102 miles an hour through residential streets, pushing the BMW past every limit it was designed to handle, weaving through traffic that had not been told a stolen car was about to pass them. For the next 15 minutes, the BMW was the chase, and the suspect was driving it like he had nothing left to lose. He pulled into another gas station. Different gas station, same trick. The reporters in the chopper, watching it unfold from the air, said it on live television.
We got a van tearing out of there. He did the swap. He did the swap.
The white BMW pulled in and parked. A second later, a full-size Chevy work van, the kind of plain white commercial van you see at every construction site in the valley, came tearing out of the same lot. It was the suspect. He had carjacked a third vehicle. In one afternoon, in one continuous pursuit, the count had gone from 1 stolen car to 2 to 3.
We're at 3 vehicles. You went from a caravan to a BMW to a full-size Econoline.
And it was at this point, somewhere around the 35-minute mark, that the reporters in the chopper started saying something out loud they had not said yet. This was not a man trying to escape the pursuit. This was a man who had figured out he could trade vehicles every time the police got too close, as long as he kept switching. As long as he kept finding gas stations where someone had left a key in a running car, he could keep going. The pursuit had stopped being a chase. It had become a kind of game. And there were now 3 crime victims, 3 stolen cars, and 1 suspect at the center of it. The Chevy van went north on the 101.
We are going to be getting onto the 101. This is going to get so dangerous.
Out of Woodland Hills, past Calabasas, into Agoura Hills, and across the line into Ventura County, out of LA County jurisdiction, out of LAPD's control, and into the territory of California Highway Patrol's Ventura Division, and the reporters said it on air as the county line graphic flashed on the chopper feed. CHP Ventura is not the same as CHP LA.
The officers out here in California Highway Patrol, out in the Ventura area, they're a little bit more aggressive.
They run a different protocol. They are, in the words of the Fox 11 anchor, more aggressive. Within 2 minutes of the Chevy van crossing into Ventura, 3 CHP cruisers were locked behind him in formation. 2 helicopters were overhead, and the suspect, for the first time all afternoon, had a problem he could not switch his way out of. There were no more gas stations on the 101 North. There was just freeway, and behind him, 6 trained officers who were not going to lose him the way LAPD had lost him that morning. 48 minutes after the chopper picked him up on the 118, the white Chevy van pulled off the 101 at the Moore Park Road exit in Thousand Oaks. The suspect rolled to a stop on the off-ramp. He didn't try to bail out, didn't try to carjack a 4th vehicle. He opened the door, stepped out, and was put in handcuffs by CHP officers without a fight.
It looks like finally he will surrender. Now officially in handcuffs by CHP officers.
Charges filed at booking included 3 counts of vehicle carjacking.
Involved in what we deem to be 3 carjackings.
Felony evasion of a peace officer. Multiple counts of reckless driving on a public highway. Hit and run involving a peace officer for the morning's collision in Burbank. And possession of 3 separate stolen vehicles. The pursuit covered roughly 50 miles. 2 counties, 3 different stolen vehicles, parts of 3 different freeways, and somewhere around 50 minutes of live local television. The arrest happened, in the end, without a pit maneuver, without a foot chase, and without a single shot fired. He just got tired, ran out of gas stations, and pulled over. And the part that still doesn't quite get said often enough. This was the second police pursuit this same suspect led police on that day. The first one, earlier that morning, he won. He just didn't know that the second one was coming.